G'day and welcome to the show. Well, today we continue our journey down the wild west coast of Tasmania, and it's all been brought to you thanks to our great mates at GNS Chassis.
Too right, Macca. Now today I have chosen two historic Tasmanian mining towns, Corinna and Waratah, and my goodness, do these places have some stories to tell.
So let's go and hear those stories as we show you
What's Up Down Under.
It's time to see this land of wonder. It's time to go and see what's up down under. What's up down under.
On today's episode, the GNS Chassis West Tasmania adventure takes us from Arthur River, an overnight stay in Corinna, and then onto the majestic town of Waratah.
Joining the GNS Chassis West Tasmania adventure is Aidan and Marie Saggers from Vacationer Caravans towing the Rough Rider.
John Sills from Nova Caravans in the newly redesigned Terra Sports.
Robbie and I are using the Ram 1500 Laramie to tow the off-grid from Lotus Caravans.
And leading the way for GNS Chassis is Russell Bredmore towing the track line from Legend Caravans.
We said goodbye to the Arthur River Cabin Park, and within 2 minutes our convoy was in for a treat. The one-lane bridge over the Arthur River.
I'd been warned that it was going to be beautiful and have a really diverse range of landscapes, and it was absolutely that.
What do you reckon, Robbie? The Western Explorer Highway a little different to the bitumen?
Absolutely. This is a road I've never been on before. Didn't expect to travel it. And yeah, it's beautiful, stunning views.
It's a dirt road, but it's a good dirt road. Plenty of windy stuff, plenty of mountains, plenty of changing terrain, everything you want in a drive that is not going to make you bored.
Aidan, Marie, how you going back there?
We're going fantastic. We've hit the best part of the track. I love this dirt road we're on.
You should always be aware and be alert when you're towing, but you've got to turn that up a notch or two when you're on the dirt, particularly in hilly country, because all your stopping distances and everything you want to do just gets exaggerated. Certainly slow down so you've got plenty of time if something happens that's unexpected.
I'm used to red dirt. This is white dirt. So it's a little bit different. There's another pothole.
Near the end of this majestic drive, our convoy crossed over the Savage River, which brought us to our overnight stop before making our way to Waratah.
Macca, after a wonderful drive this morning, we've found ourselves in the little town of Corinna, which of course is nestled right alongside the Pieman River.
Now apparently there's two things to do while we're in town. One is to check out the town itself. The other is to go and find the Jewel of Corinna, which is a waterfall, and I reckon we might stumble across some Huon pines while we're there.
Well, Macca, while you do that, I tell you what, I'm going to have a wander around this gorgeous township and check out a little of the local history.
You go to town on that, Rob. Peter's one of the staff members there at Corinna and just grabbed us as soon as we were there and said, I've got some stuff I want to show you, you know. So he throws us on this party pontoon and takes us down to the Lovers Falls. And I was like, oh yeah, it's going to be another waterfall. I've seen a few in my time, but this was pretty special. At the edge of the river, these wooden stairs appeared. We jumped out and after a short walk, we were standing below this little hidden gem. Now what, I've probably been to 1,000 different waterfalls in Australia. Every one of them different. It's a bit like a fingerprint, I suppose. But this one is going in definitely the top 10. Crack. Get up here and have a look. Well, there's no doubt about it, folks. An absolutely magnificent little spot of nature here. I wonder what Robbie's up to.
Well, there's lots of things to do and see around Corinna, especially the walking trails. So there's a couple of little paths that our guide took us on, and they're so close to the township.
After hiking around Corinna and having a look at the historical artwork and photos in the now current pub, Peter, the site supervisor, shared some history about the cabin our crew was staying in that night.
That building, so they tell me, has a ghost, a resident ghost, and it only appears when females are in the building.
So with that, Aidan and Marie went with me to see for ourselves.
How amazing that this used to be the old pub. I mean, can you just imagine the shenanigans that went on in here back then?
Absolutely. I'm sure there's going to be some shenanigans tonight. Because the cast and crew is staying here tonight.
Much older than any ghost around Corinna, the Huon Pine are a sight to see. On their way back from Lovers Falls, Macca and John paid a visit to one estimated at 1,500 to 1,600 years old.
It's been such a popular furniture timber and popular for so many reasons, but to get down here into the wilderness and actually see it growing, I kind of get it now. I mean, it's a beautiful timber, it makes beautiful furniture, but really, there's other beautiful timbers. Leave the Huons alone.
Corinna is settled on the north bank of the Pieman River, and Mark from GNS Chassis decided to take it in from the kayaks on offer.
There's no internet here, no mobile phone coverage and no TV, which some people can't live without, but the majority of people here love it. There is some camping areas down here. There's probably 2 sites that would suit caravans, and the other 8 sites are mainly more for like small tents, and they're on platforms. If we do get a fair bit of rain here, they're above the water. Bit of peace and quiet, lovely rainforest, the prettiest river in Tasmania. Corinna's got it.
After the break, the GNS Chassis West Tasmania adventure travels to Waratah. A fair warning to caravans, the ferry is not big enough, so we'll take the long way around.
What's up, down under?
The West Tasmania adventure has been made possible by our partners at GNS Chassis. To find out why caravans using GNS Chassis are the best, go to gnschassis.com.au. Now, I knew we were going to have a good drive again because we hadn't finished it from yesterday. We rolled into Corinna, but I knew we had to roll out, and we were in amongst the hills still, so we were going to get a nice view all the way here. I was pretty sure of that. The drive was a little challenging, and our GME radios kept the convoy in contact.
How going there? Really good, actually. It's actually better being at the back because you guys can let me know if there's any traffic. So I'm more driving in the middle of the road and missing most of these potholes.
Fantastic, fellow.
I love the scenery. The people we've met over the last couple of days are absolutely fantastic. I'm loving this trip. This is great.
So we're travelling on the west coast of Tassie. It's got to have the windiest roads in Australia. This particular road is a graded gravel road, no bitumen here. Pretty happy with that though, because I'm travelling with the Legend Trackline semi-off road built on a GNS chassis. Now the chassis got to be strong, it's got to be flat, it's got to be square, and it's got to be durable, just like the foundation of your home. It's not those things, you're going to have a caravan that falls apart. The independent suspension is doing a lot of work hitting these potholes. What you need to have then is a good strong chassis to withstand those bumps and vibrations coming through the suspension system. When you're looking at buying your next caravan, make sure it's got a GNS chassis underneath. So for more information on the GNS chassis and for some tips and hints on how to maintain your chassis, head to our website.
So we continue our drive and we're heading on down into Waratah, and wow, what a little town. You see it popping up in the future, you can see it there in the distance, but as you're coming down, you drive across this waterfall. It's almost like it's man-made. It's like, welcome to Waratah.
At the Waratah Caravan Park, our new workout program called Caravanicize went into full swing, and Macca caught up with Mark from GNS Chassis for another great tip.
G'day mate, just dropping the legs down?
I am stabilising the van, double-winded rocking from side to side and end to end.
Nothing worse than a rocking van, mate, but it's probably the right time to talk to everyone at home about the actual use of the drop-down legs.
Right, so they exactly what they're meant to do is stabilise the van. They're not meant to jack the van up and level it. If you want to level it, you use your jockey wheel for end to end and wedges from side to side.
And then just use your legs just to stabilise it at the end.
Exactly.
Mate, what can go wrong if people are using them for jacks?
Okay, so you try and use them for jacks, you bend your chassis, you start twisting the walls, you start breaking furniture inside. The sign that you're doing that is you can't open the van door.
So there you go, folks. Mark's tip for the day to make your life a little bit easier out there on the road. Mark, where can they go and find out these tips?
We've got more tips at withoutahitch.com.au.
Waratah is one of those unique towns that have seen many changes, and it's stayed relevant as its historic industries have subsided. Around town you'll see quirky bed and breakfast accommodation, the old post office being renovated, and attractions paying respect to the history that built the town. The Waratah Courthouse Museum's a great place to visit the past, and Robbie is there right now doing just that.
Well, this afternoon we're spending a little bit of time exploring this cute little town, Waratah, and I'm joined by one of the volunteers right here in the Courthouse Museum. Tia, thank you for having us today.
That's all right, thank you for coming.
Now, it's a pretty special building. What can you tell us about the history of the courthouse here?
Well, it was a police station courthouse. It was opened in 1879. It was the police station courthouse. The policeman actually did all the court things. He was a policeman as well as a judge.
We've got a few things going on. What's probably the oldest pieces in here, do you think?
I would have to say the drum. It's 100 years old.
Can you tell us a little bit about the mining days here in Waratah?
Well, in its day, in the 1900s, there was about 1,700 people.
Well, there's so much to have a look at. I think every time you visited here, you'd probably find something new, and every object or musical instrument or photograph has a story behind it. So I reckon if you're in the area, get on down, have a look and ask the lovely volunteers if they can shed a bit of light on those characters.
Speaking of characters, Macca led the convoy to another great attraction here in Waratah.
I love it when a town wants to preserve its history and hang their hat on it, you know, and they've certainly done that here in Waratah with the Stamper Mill. There's a whole heap of history about Dudley Kenworth, this bloke here. They've picked his whole Stamper Mill up that he made his whole existence out of up on the hill at the mine, and they've moved it to town so we can all enjoy it today. But they've done it completely. All this history was making me thirsty, and Waratah did not let me down.
Just down the road from the courthouse and the Stamper Mill is the Bischoff Hotel, and what a sight. It's this 2-storey, beautiful, very sort of old looking hotel, and once again you could imagine the times that they'd had in there, and we had a great feed at the pub that night.
Now stick around because we have more of Waratah to show you.
And we have another caravan recipe you won't want to miss.
What's up down under?
Transportation for the West Tasmania adventure has been made possible by our partners at Spirit of Tasmania. To find out how easy it is to transport your vehicle and caravan to Tasmania, just log on to spiritoftasmania.com.au.
Macca, it's no secret, it's a little chilly down here in Tassie, so today we have turned to the comfort food. But I'm told you've got something a little up your sleeve for me.
Oh, look, I tell you what, we said we want to eat something that's suitable for the cold. We went mac and cheese is great, but why don't we mix it up and go cheeseburger mac and cheese?
What?
I know, sounds bizarre, it's going to be great.
Macca,
Yes,
pick
Robbie?
your utensil, please, from the lovely utensil array behind me.
I know, how good is that?
Very good.
Well, this is the first time we've picked that up the other day, and I reckon it's an absolute cracker, Robbie. The
Fantastic.
Navigator.
You give that a bit of a stir when you're ready.
Righto.
Chuck the mince in. While you do that, I'm going to get my measurements ready. So, of course, we do have the macaroni. Now, we are also going to use about 200 mils of this one here. So, it's just a little bit of pasta sauce. We're also going to use about half a cup full cream milk. While you do that, I'm also just going to measure out a little bit of stock here. And we're going to do about 3/4 of a cup of that beef stock.
This is a dead simple one-pot meal. And I know it sounds bizarre, but you're going to love it.
Macca, have you got anything exciting to tell me about this beautiful van behind me?
Robbie, I have been towing these a bit lately and I'm quite impressed. The way it rolled down the road the other day when I jumped behind the wheel for a while was absolutely outstanding. Because as we know, Tasmania, lots of ups and downs. And this one just bolted behind the car and off it went. It was
Fantastic. Oh, that does smell so good. Righto, Macca, we're going to let that simmer away for about 20 minutes and we'll check back in with you when it's cooked.
great. See you then. So I reckon this is about to go. Robbie, what's next?
Next up, cheese.
Cheese. Where's the cheese, as they say? Well, they used to say.
Are you happy for me to do this?
Oh, I'm more than happy for you to do this, Robbie.
Alrighty, so we're going to go 2 big handfuls of tasty cheese.
Depending how big your hands are, of course. Now, this isn't going to take long at all because all we're doing really is melting the cheese, and it does it all by itself like magic in the pan. How am I going to get it out of here onto there?
Put that.
You know, on cooking shows they do everything really nicely. Not around here.
But it tastes good. This is for you.
All right. Shall we?
Mm-hmm.
See you for dinner. Now I feel like I've had a win, and if you want to have a win too, just check out our competitions both online and on our show like this one.
What's Up Down Under, Nova Caravans and Mars Campers have teamed up to bring you this year's major prize valued at over $74,000. Our 10th birthday Live Your Dream competition has begun, so enter now. You could win this awesome Terra Sports and see Australia in the luxury you deserve. The Terra Sports is designed to cope with conditions that other caravans can't. Made to go off-road with heaps of water storage, solar panels and DC to DC charger. Tough outside and luxurious inside, with roof-mounted air conditioning, all modern appliances, soft closed drawers and RV Wi-Fi. And second prize winner receives an endurance camper from Mars Campers worth over $22,000. Easy setup, off-road capable, and all the attention to detail you expect from Mars Campers. Enter at whatsupdownunder.com.au. Follow the links to the competitions page. It's that easy. There's even more chances to win with our runner-up prize packs from Ram Trucks. You can enter every day of the competition and you must enter to win. Our 10th birthday Live Your Dream competition has begun, so enter now.
Rugged West Tasmania, the perfect place to test out the off-grid from Lotus Caravans. Let's take a close look and find out why that's the case. One reason why is the Control Rider suspension, manufactured by GNS chassis and designed to give you hundreds of thousands of kilometres in the harshest conditions, like corrugations. Because GNS chassis manufacture both the Control Rider suspension and the chassis, they marry up perfectly to support the rest of the caravan. Add the Elco electronic drum brakes, all-terrain, good quality off-road tyres, and you have a complete off-grid package. The off-grid's ruggedness kicks off up the front with a durable stone guard, protecting your gas bottles and a nice toolbox. There's checker plate right down the sides and around the back of the caravan to help protect it. If getting off the grid is your thing, the off-grid is absolutely perfectly set up for you. It's got a dual solar panel system, a battery management system, and it's got a water supply that'll keep you self-sufficient for a long time in the bush. Well, if there's one thing I reckon you can never have enough of, it's storage. And they've given us another spot in the back here. Perfect spot for your chairs, fishing gear, all those things you don't want inside the van. When it's time to kick back outside, you're supported with plenty of LED lights right around the caravan and a slide-out kitchen that'll keep you feeding into the night and smiles on your faces. Not to forget out the back here where you'll find a couple of jerry can holders, a firewood carrier, and an old-fashioned bump stop parking sensor, otherwise known as a spare wheel. A step inside is a step into luxury where you're going to be spoilt with a queen-size bed, leather upholstered lounge with dining table, a well-appointed kitchen including a microwave, plenty of bench space, a Thetford gas and electric range with an oven, soft closed drawers with lockable latches, stylish overhead cupboards and heaps of storage throughout the van. The luxury continues with a 3-way Dometic fridge freezer, an Ibis air conditioner, elegant lighting, a full-size ensuite, 2 bunks, making this the perfect off-road family van. Well, there you go, off-grid by name and off-grid by nature. Now, if you want to find out any more information about the off-grid or any of the other caravans in the Lotus Caravans range, just go to lotuscaravans.com.au.
If you're enjoying today's episode, why not try our free digital magazines packed full of interesting articles, video links and ideas to help you plan your next holiday. Just visit whatsupdownunder.com.au. Click on the magazine tab to view or become a subscriber. whatsupdownunder.com.au, your headquarters for caravan and camping news.
After the break, we team up with local man Noel to visit what I'm told is one of the most beautiful parts of Waratah, Philosopher's Falls.
What's up down under?
Vehicle support for this episode is provided by Ram Trucks. If you want to find out why Ram Trucks eat utes for breakfast, just log on to ramtrucks.com.au. One of the great caravans in the GNS chassis family is the Terra Sports from Nova Caravans. To learn all about this van or any other van from Nova Caravans, just log on to novacaravans.com.au.
We've just brought 4 caravans to Tasmania and it was easy on Spirit of Tasmania. To book your passage, it's simple. Just log on to spiritoftasmania.com.au.
This West Tasmania adventure has been made possible by our partners at Vacationer Caravans. Check out their latest range by logging on to vacationercaravans.com.au.
It has to be one of the best things we've done so far on our trip to the rugged west coast of Tas, the Philosopher's Falls. So we've teamed up with local man Noel, who showed us around the Stamper Mill, and he's taken us out for this gorgeous hour and a half walk down through the mossy rainforest and right the way through to the falls themselves.
This place is absolutely magic. It's the kind of forest that you could just imagine a few fairies living in.
As magical as these falls are, they're part of the local history, as well as its namesake, James Philosopher Smith.
Philosopher Smith came through the bushland from Forth, which is near Devonport, and he came through to find tin at Waratah. But as he was coming through, he found these falls. It was on the way. And so he found these first, and then he continued on to Waratah and found tin.
If bushwalking's not your thing, Waratah makes it dead easy with their very own waterfall smack bang in the middle of town. There are steep walking tracks to the bottom, or you can simply enjoy them just about anywhere in town.
Macca, we have had an absolute ball exploring the gorgeous little mining towns of Corinna and Waratah, but unfortunately it's all we have time for in today's episode.
That's right, Robbie, and we do have to take a moment to thank our good mates at GNS Chassis who've made the whole thing possible. Now, as Robbie said, it's the end of our journey today, but it is certainly not the end of our whole journey here in Tassie, so make sure you come and join us again next time as we show you
What's up, Down Under?
What's up, down under?